Now I'm having so many thoughts. Is this me? No. Now I'm having wonderful emotions. Is this me? No. Like this, everything that's not you, before you sleep, keep it down and go to bed.
Oh man! Oh boy. What does that smell like? Yeah?
It smells like a
universal vibe! Well, hi, folks.
We're back.
Oh, we're back.
We haven't done a good reaction session in a while.
I was just gonna say that.
Today, we're kicking things off the proper way
The only way.
with a good old lesson from Sadhguru.
Lesson from Sadhguru.
This is one that he dropped not too long ago. It's how to stop overthinking. We've heard topics like this before, but every time takes it a little differently.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been overthinking a lot. So I'm
Alright, kid.
in need of this.
Let's do this.
Let's see what he's
Just don't.
What do you got, Mr.
Yeah.
Sadhguru?
What do you got? Oh! Hey, whoa!
Can I experience the intensity and bliss that you speak about without practicing?
Is it possible to do it without using specific mudras, whatever? Yes. These are all small help, little assistance. You don't see a Shiva or a Krishna holding mudra and sitting like this, simply intense. Nor will you ever see me sitting like this. No, you will not see me practicing Shambhavi or this or that. If I just close my eyes for 20 seconds, I'm done. I'm ready for the day.
Jeez.
Wow.
So, this is all good help. But
He's blissed.
is it the only way to do it? No. You can simply sit. If you learn to simply sit, you'll become tremendously intense. Right now, your energy is simply expended by doing unnecessary, endless activity. When you have so much mental diarrhea, how can you have energy?
Yeah. Okay, this is good. This is really good. What's been on my mind lately, I've been connecting a lot with Sadhguru lately. And what I wasn't able to understand before is that when he would talk about your energies and how it didn't connect with me fully about how when he was talking about how a big, really important thing for you to do is recognize that you have a finite amount of energy that you have. And you're always putting your energy somewhere. You can't just sit there with your energy. You're always going to put it somewhere. Either you're going to work, or you're interacting with other people, or you're eating certain foods that are like transferring your energy in and out. And to focus deeply on your energy and where it's going, because like thought processes, overthinking, that's putting your energy right there. And so you have always the ability to become, it's like what we talk about with everything else. It's like you could be compulsive with how you're moving your energy, or you can be very conscious about where your energy's going. And that has been huge for me, is being more and more conscious about every minute aspect of where my energy's going. Yeah.
Tasty.
Yeah.
Tasty.
Suppose you have diarrhea, do you see how weak you feel? Yes or no? Right now this mental diarrhea, that's why people have no energy. They want to just eat and sleep all the time, because mental diarrhea is very exhausting. If you have physical diarrhea, you know how exhausting it is. Yes? This is also equally exhausting. People are sleeping 8 hours, 10 hours a day, not because they're working so much or their body is in such a bad state. It's just mental diarrhea.
Wait, that's fascinating. How long does Sadhguru sleep in a night?
Oh, he says he sleeps like 2 to 3 hours or like 4 hours on like a long night, and works like the rest of the time. Yeah, I think he's also talking a lot about like the actual just power it takes to constantly have your brain plugged in and to be analyzing.
Yes.
You know,
the
so
energy it takes. Yeah.
when you're running these types of like overthinking patterns, it's as if you have a computer on in the background that needs to be sucking energy the whole time, even though it's not even the thing that you want to be focusing on.
And then it needs a longer recharge.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, whoa. Oh my gosh. That just hit me so hard. Last week, I had a span of maybe 4 days where I usually get like long sleep. Like I do well with like 9 hours usually. But for a 3-day span, I was having really, my state of being was higher than it's been ever over that amount of time. And I was getting, for whatever reason, I just got 5 hours, 6 hours, 4 hours. And after those 3 days, I felt like, whoa, I felt great. I didn't feel tired at all. And it didn't make any sense to me. But now, maybe it's because I didn't have so much going on up here. Maybe it's because I was just like calm and peaceful mind. You know, another thing is like when you have the thoughts running, or you're doing some interesting like certain work like on the computer, your muscles tense a little bit. Have you noticed that? I've been noticing that my muscles tense even in my face. If my facial muscles are tensing,
My jaw is always clenched.
yeah, and you're expending that energy. Holy crap.
Yeah, wow.
How much time is lost because of that? Well, of course, I don't think of sleeping as like lost time anymore, but it's just like that's another thing.
The energy is lost though throughout the whole process.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Dang.
To stop the mental diarrhea, there's enough energy to make this very, very intense. Now, how do I stop mental diarrhea? If you have diarrhea, physical diarrhea, what is the first thing to do? Huh? What?
Eat better foods.
Yes, run to the toilet, I know that. I'm saying as a corrective measure, what is the first thing you do? No, as a corrective measure, what is the first thing you do? First thing is stop eating, right? Yes or no? But diarrhea means in some way we've eaten something that the body doesn't want. It's trying to throw it out. Yes?
Oh boy.
You've taken something inside which the body doesn't like. It wants to throw it out. First thing is, stay away from food for some time. You eat bad food and then try to stop diarrhea, it's not going to work. So similarly, bad food for the mind is just this.
Click.
You have gotten identified with things that you're not. The moment you get identified with things that you're not, mental diarrhea is inevitable.
Bro. First of all, just physically thinking about diarrhea as you getting involved with something that you aren't, like you are eating foods that don't want to be a part of the system, or that your system doesn't want to be a part of it. Let's think about food in that way, first of all.
Let's do that, yeah.
Second of all, let's think about the things that we take in mentally that way. Like watching horror movies recently, or like an action movie with a lot of violence. If I watch a movie like that, it's just flooding my brain the whole day. And like, the last few times I've done it, I've immediately felt crappy afterwards.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is just something that is revealing itself as something that doesn't want to be a part of my system anymore.
Yeah.
And what if we thought about thought patterns in that, thought cycles in that way?
That's brilliant, yeah.
That's like, what are the thought cycles you're having? What is the root of that thought cycle? What are you identified with that's making that cycle go? And how do you let go of that?
Real good.
I love it.
Bad food for the mind. Now it will run endlessly, do what you want. You do any damn meditation, you say Shiva, Rama, it's not going to stop. It's not stopped, isn't it? Because bad food is being eaten every day, you're getting identified with more and more things, and you want to stop your mind, you do whatever kind of circus, it is not going to stop. If you disidentify with everything, if you understand what is you and what is not you, if you keep a little distance from that, mind will become still. If you want, you can use it, otherwise you can keep it. Now my hand is there, if I want I can move it, otherwise I can keep it. This is a useful hand. Suppose it starts jumping like this. You clearly know there is some kind of an ailment, isn't it? Yes or no?
Dude. Oh my gosh.
This is real good.
Just the constant practice of disidentifying yourself, of untangling yourself with these things.
Yeah.
And because the only way to get to this, or the only way that I have gotten to states similar to that, where it feels like my mind is at rest until I want to use it, is just through this constant bringing back to what you are and claiming power over your mind. Because if you are your mind, which we so frequently think of ourselves as this, we experience so much of our senses up here that this becomes us. And when you are that, then there is no escape from the thoughts, because the thoughts are you, And it's like, can you continuously remind yourself and really set that intention at the beginning of the day, set that intention at the beginning of the night, that you are you are the thing, not the mind, you are the being.
Yes. Similarly, going back to the story about those few days where I got less sleep and felt better than ever, reminds me a bit of, I try, and Eli is starting to try fasting a bit, and fasting brings me to a similar place as that felt. It's like you feel lighter, you feel like you have a lot of mental clarity, your senses are very alert, all those things. But there was a point, one of those nights, when I wasn't getting a lot of sleep, and I walked upstairs and I looked at myself in the mirror and I felt emptiness. I saw emptiness, and I said to I was like, oh, I'm nothing. It's just the realization, oh, finally, people are talking about the emptiness and the spaciousness and the void, and I never got it. And then I just looked at myself in the mirror in the middle of an experience that oftentimes could be connected with ego. I won't go into it, but very connected with ego usually for me. And I would, in this experience, be feeling very proud of myself, and or be wanting something from the experience. And I didn't want anything from the experience. I was just experiencing it, and there was no pride. I just looked at myself and it was empty. And that was incredible. And
That's
then
some real
back
stuff.
to the then I had more energy.
Yeah.
Because
oh my god,
I had the space between it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Onward it goes.
So if hand is jumping, you know it's an ailment. If mind is jumping, is it an ailment or no? The ailment has come because continuous wrong diet. You tell your mind that I'm this, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. It's having diarrhea. You stop giving it wrong food. If you clearly see even if you do not know what is me, at least you know what is not me, isn't it? This much you do. Tonight before you go to bed, sit on your bed and sit down and discount everything that is not you. This house in which you're living, is this me? No. This loving parent or mother, father, wife or husband or child. They're wonderful, but is this me? No. Oh, these nice clothes I'm wearing, is this me? No. Now my body, I like it, but is this me? No. Now I'm having so many thoughts, is this me? No. Now I'm having wonderful emotions, is this me? No. Like this, everything that's not you, before you sleep, keep it down and go to bed.
Oh man! Oh. Yeah, get those out of here.
Get over there.
Oh boy. What does that smell like? Yeah?
It smells like a
Universal bar! It's been too long. It's been too long. Oh my goodness. Okay, I loved how he was not discounting those things.
yes.
He wasn't being like, "Are you like these clothes?" Like he wasn't saying like this.
These beautiful clothes.
These beautiful clothes, this beautiful body, your wonderful emotions, your like fantastic thoughts, and that's what it is. Because when you can have some space from it, you recognize that all those things are just blessings. Like we got a
Amazing
roof over our
tools.
head. Oh my gosh, I've got this beautiful body. Oh my gosh, like my thoughts, my emotions, they have so much wisdom in them and power, but not if they have power over me. Oh,
And how just
boy.
when you get to that moment of you're like, I am not this, I am not that. All the things that you thought you were are now gone.
And you're like, wait.
And then you're sitting there
second.
like,
That's where I see. I don't want him to go anywhere with it, but I'm curious to see if he would go that place with it. Of like, well, then what are you?
and explain what you are. You mean?
Explain what you are.
Oh.
because he's just gone through all the things you're not.
Yeah. And I
don't know.
think another beautiful thing about what he's saying is that if you are something, you immediately have things that are against you or in opposition to you. So like in your day, you know, if you are identified with a political party,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you have the other political party that you're trying to beat out.
Half the people
Half of the people. You've all of a sudden made conflict in your life like that.
like that. Yeah.
And by releasing that, you all of a sudden don't have conflict. You don't have, and that's not to say you don't think that there's something that should be done or that, you know,
Oh, yeah.
society
Oh,
should
yeah.
move in a certain direction. But it does mean that you have the freedom to interact with all those people without the prejudgments that are going to stop that conversation from going anywhere.
Yes, because you just start doing the work. You don't like it's less talking about the work and arguing about the work.
Yes.
And you're just doing the work.
Yes.
If you want work to get done politically, do the work. Don't talk about how you want the work to be done. Yeah. All right. Again. Okay.
Tomorrow morning, you will wake up considerably more intense than today. Every day you do it. In a little while, if you simply sit here, things around you will reverberate.
Whoa.
Really.
Okay.
Whatever you
trust
say.
you.
A few years ago, a couple of years ago, I was in America and this is a very typically American question. This lady comes up to me and she's very angry. I've been doing this yoga for the last 35 years, nothing happened. But you went and just sat on a rock and things happened to you. This is not fair.
I've felt
Where
this
is the
before.
damn rock? She thinks it's the rock which did it.
Okay. I don't know where he's gonna go with this, but here's
Yeah.
where I'm going with this.
Uh-oh.
The idea of how one progresses in a spiritual path has been of utmost concern to me, of course. And what I've personally learned is that, first of all, you need to let go of time. Because this is what Ram Dass says. He says, enlightenment could take you 30 years, could take you another lifetime, could happen next moment. Who knows? Gotta let go of time. But what I've found is the best thing to do, and the only places that I've ever made progression in this path is when there is no question of desire. If you go into doing yoga, from my experience, for 35 years, if you start that process and do it continuously with the thought, I am doing this to become enlightened. I can't wait to get enlightened. That's desire. That is going to stop you in your tracks more than anything else could. If you sit down to meditate or do breath work and say, I can't wait to get high, that's going to stop you from getting high. If you want to learn a practice and you can't wait to learn the practice, that's going to stop you. So anything that I've ever done that's expanded me has always come from, what was that? It's just like bang, slaps you because you're open to it, and you're like, whoa.
I thought something just happened to you.
No.
What was that?
That's the experience. You'll be sitting there and you'll feel something. Say for me, I finally understood what the chakras mean because it feels like they've opened. But before that, I just didn't care. So I didn't have any desire, but it was mainly because I like heard people talk about it. I was like, whatever. But then it's like you feel it from a place of not having any desire to open my chakras, like done, who cares? And then you feel it and you're like, oh, what was that? And then you realize that, of course, people in India have had words for the things that you could possibly feel for the past millennia or more, and they're doing some good stuff over there. And then you put a word to it, but the word, it's almost dangerous, I feel like, in some cases, at least for me, to put the word first, to say, I want to awaken my Kundalini energy. Let's do this. I don't know. Have you felt that way with your practice? Because I'm curious, because this is 100% my experience. Not saying this has to be how it goes for you, but yeah.
No, I think it's some very real stuff.
Yeah.
I like it.
The only sadhana that I did in my life is, right from my very early age, though I was very actively involved with everybody around me, I never identified myself with my parents or my siblings or my endless number of friends or the society or the religion or the country or anything around me. Never identified. Not that I was not involved, I was very involved, very active. Even today I'm very active and involved, but not identified. If you don't identify with anything, there is enough energy in this to become intense. See, I want you to understand, your life energy right now in this body, how many things it's doing here as you're sitting here?
Yeah.
Hello, do you know the complexity of activity it is doing?
Yeah.
Every cell in the body, your liver, your kidney, your damn spleen, and all kinds of stupid things that we cannot even figure even today. Yes? Just see as you sit here, how many things this energy is doing. Obviously, it must be intense to do all this. You are not able to experience it because of diarrhea. When you have diarrhea, that's how you feel, isn't it? Yes or no? So that's how it is. Stop the diarrhea. Stop eating bad food, diarrhea will stop. Once diarrhea stops, there's enough energy in this to sit here and reverberate in a very intense way.
Yeah, as a practical there, I'm taking
I like this.
when I start going into these thought loops,
Yeah.
pause,
Yep. That's hard.
speak out loud the thought loop, what is the thing, and then look at what the attachment is.
Speak out loud. That's good.
Yeah, I
That's
definitely
good.
think you want to call it out.
Yeah, because when it's in your head, it's scarier and it's bigger. Because then you say, like, I'm nervous about getting a bad grade. You say it out loud. I mean, whatever it is. And then it's like, oh, that matters so much less than I thought it did. It's always that way.
And how about when something matters less to you, it's already going to start taking less energy from you.
Yeah.
Because you know it's not the thing.
Yeah.
And when you're up in your mind and it's bad grade, you're more thinking like, what's going to happen to me 4 years from now when I don't get the right
bad
grade? Yeah,
at that
exactly.
point. Yeah.
So then going to that root of it and just focus in on letting it go, disattaching a bit, reclaiming that energy. And then I think that nighttime and morning time practice of what am I,
that's good.
that'll get you doing some weird stuff.
Yeah, I might start trying that.
Yeah.
That could be real good.
Just like the last few moments before you fall asleep.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, friends.
All right. Chopin.
How was it? Did
Yeah.
you like it? Did you enjoy?
I enjoyed.
I enjoyed. As always,
Much love.
much love.
I'm so sorry. I'm definitely going to keep that in.